the WHBC Broadcasting Center. About area businesses, agencies, and events. That's what's going on right now. This is Spotlight on Star County.
All right, it's time for another Wednesday morning edition of Spotlight on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Yeah, and if you're watching on Facebook Live right now, Gary got so excited his headphones fell off.
They usually point the cameras everywhere but me.
I know,
so.
and now it's right on you.
Sure,
so.
I took a shower, I got my hair done. I think I look okay today.
You look pretty good. You look pretty good.
They let me on camera.
We let you on camera, that's for sure. Well, good morning, everyone. Spotlight on Stark County on this Wednesday morning, April 11th. And as we always tell you, you can listen to us on the radio, but you can also check us out on Facebook Live right now on our homepage of 1480 WHBC's Facebook page, and we're right there live and living color.
Ready to roll.
Ready to rock and roll. And today it is St. Joseph Senior Living is our Spotlight on Stark County. And we want to welcome in studio Executive Director Susan Strutner and the Director of the Alsatian Independent Living. You've heard me say her name a billion times, Beth Bruner.
Right.
How are you, ladies?
We are well.
We are very good this morning. So happy to be here.
Yes, very. So happy we brought you an apple pie from my chefs in the Alsatian.
Oh, you're kidding.
Chefs in
Right?
the Alsatian. You should see the food that they make.
Really?
Yes.
Look, I see there's a tie on there. That's good, because otherwise we probably would have opened it by now.
It's going to be very good.
Oh, nice. They make those homemade
They
there
do.
and everything. No
They
kidding.
do. All of our food is homemade, for sure.
Yes.
Awesome stuff.
All right, that's all I need to know. We're
Okay.
done. We're going to go there, and we'll give you a report tomorrow.
That's it. Well, let's start first with give an overview to folks about St. Joseph Senior Living. I mean, I always say, this is a place that people may not even know exists. It's just tucked back behind St. Thomas Aquinas High School, right?
We are a Roman Catholic community, but open to all faiths. And we started with, 91 years
Yes.
ago, the Sisters of St. Joseph of St. Mark. St. Mark is an area in the Alsace, Lorraine region in Europe. And the sisters came over to Cleveland because the bishop had a place in Louisville that he wanted to have a hospice. And the sisters came over, and with the help of the community of Louisville, they opened the hospice. So the hospice was in downtown Louisville, across the street from St. Louis Parish, for a number of years.
So now it's where the McDonald's is.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay,
that's where it was.
right in the heart of
Right.
Louisville. Okay.
So then they, in 1975, the community moved to the current location on Reno Drive, just, as you said, across the street from St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah.
And started to grow there, and has continued to grow and expand and add different levels to the continuum of care. And
Yeah, I worked there in 1985 when I was a toddler. As a toddler.
When you were a child,
Right.
16 years old.
Exactly.
Yes.
as a toddler.
And at that time, it was just the nursing home. So when I moved away and came back, assisted living was added, memory support was added, and then, of course, the Alsatian was added. So, yeah, it's grown a lot.
Yeah. And so how big is the facility?
So we have on campus on any one day, we have about 240 residents between the nursing home, assisted living, and memory care, and the Alsatian. So, and then to complement that, of course, we have 260 employees. So,
Right.
so when you say, yeah, we're kind of tucked away, but we have,
It's about the size of Minerva, right?
right. We've got quite the community there, quite a vibrant community, actually. Lots going on. But
Yeah, very true.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about it, break it down, because when folks say continuum of care, I think we're finally starting to understand what that means, that it's from the beginning. As you get older, we have different needs.
Correct.
So why don't we break it down maybe one particular area at a time of what you offer?
Sure. So the continuum can move both ways. It can move from, moving into the Alsatian or moving into assisted living, and then possibly you need some memory care or you need nursing home. But we also have continuum where people come in, maybe they have an acute episode at home, fall, they have a hip fracture, and then they come in for rehab to our skilled nursing home. And sometimes we can rehab them back to their home in the community, and sometimes we rehab them and they're to the point where they say, that house is too big for us, or it's time to downsize. And then they may move from the nursing home to the Alsatian because they've started developing relationships with all of us nice people.
It's probably the nicest and easiest way to do that, isn't it? You start developing relationships.
Right.
You do.
Right.
And when you come into our facility, it's like a family. We're all family. The employees, the residents, their families. So I think that's what sets us apart from everybody else. We're just family oriented. So
yeah, that was the one thing that I noticed when I went and took the tour with you, is when you were walking around and talking to people, they knew you knew them by name. It was very familiar. It wasn't like you were just somebody that worked there and they had no idea who you were.
I know. I love them all. I really do. We get to know everybody and their families. You just do.
Right. Right.
So talk about assisted living. Let's start with that first. If someone's in need of assisted living, what would that be?
Sure. So our assisted living, we have a fairly traditional assisted living. There are some assisted livings that are getting into more maybe nursing home, but we really have assisted in that we have staff there to help you get up in the morning and get dressed or to shower and then kind of set you on your day. So we have a number of activities and different things going on, activities both inside the community and then outside the community. We have 2 buses of
for sure.
People are
2 nice buses that we were blessed with.
We were blessed. Yes, we've had financial gifts to acquire those, and we have folks going out to lunch or doing some different things. But then we also provide 3 meals in assisted living. The nurse is there to help you with your medication. We do have, some people who still, take their own medication, but we manage and make sure that that's safe, done safely. And then there are a number of activities and
they
fun
do a lot.
things.
They're always on the go.
Yeah.
Even our memory unit, they are always on the go. So, they're not just there. They're going out on outings to Amish country and all those places. So, yeah.
Are there any qualifications for each area? Certain needs? Do you have to be at a certain level to be in the assisted living?
No, you don't. Not for the assisted living. For the memory care neighborhood, you have a diagnosis of dementia because we really focus, of course, on dementia there. We do, and I call it a neighborhood. It's 18 studio apartments, but a lot of things happen in the central living room, dining room. We do family style dining in that dining room. So that's a much calmer atmosphere. The environment, the colors are calming. It's very, but everybody has a lot of fun there.
Well, when you say family style dining, that's always fun, right? And everybody gets together and they just kind of share, and that's my butter. Please pass it over.
Right.
Yeah.
But in our regular, I guess, assisted living or traditional, we do more restaurant style dining in our dining room there.
I mean, is there a reason for the family style in the memory? Is that part of the therapy, if you will?
It is. The staff actually eat with the residents. So it's not, here I'm assisting you to dine. Instead, here let's dine together.
Yeah.
And that's it takes things down a notch.
Yeah. How long have you had the memory unit there? Because that seems to be such a growing industry. Every time you turn around, there's more and more diagnosis of Alzheimer's and other memory problems, right?
Right. I don't know the exact date that the memory care opened. I want to say it was maybe around 2008 or something like that.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful facility. As I said, everyone knows that I have seen it and been there to take the tour. Don't you have window boxes or at the doors of each resident?
We do. They're kind of queuing boxes to queue the resident in memory care that this is my apartment. So, and we don't it's wonderful to put the picture of the great-grandchild in there, but the resident really doesn't know who that is. So instead, we really encourage that they put things in there that are pictures of maybe that person where they think they are. Like, I'm 30 years old, so it's the picture of when they're 30.
Right.
So that
Their
then
wedding
they know
picture.
that,
So a trigger for them that that's what they what they understand. Yeah. I thought those were that was just such a neat little
nice.
touch. Yeah, very
They're
neat.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take our first break. We'll be right back. More on our Spotlight on News Talk 1480.
It's Kenny and JT.
Rosie, how are you, Jim?
I'm doing okay.
How many home openers is this, and what's still special to you?
Well, this is my 12th, and it just means hopefully the end of winter. But I was down on the field a little while ago, and it's cold.
What were the schedule makers thinking, giving the Indians 10 home games before we hit tax day?
It's crazy, isn't it? Their first 2 homestands are their longest homestands of the season. I'm not sure why it worked out that way this season.
It's Kenny and JT. Weekdays between 3 and 7 on WHBC.
Life changes, and when that occurs, St. Joseph Senior Living is the first call you should make. Independent living at the Alsatian, perfect solution for older adults who are still active but need someone close. Assisted living provides 24/7 care. The nursing center provides medical care for short-term or long-term patients, and a memory care center offers a safe environment for those dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's. To schedule a tour, call Beth at 330-875-5562 or go to stjosephseniorliving.org.
Need a CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we carry popular brands of CPAP equipment, including ResMed, Respironics, and more. To move inventory, we're selling some of our ResMed CPAP machines at prices lower than you would think. Learn more about these affordable ResMed CPAPs at CPAP.com. We'll even provide free shipping on your ResMed machine orders, so you'll get it fast when you enter the promo code RADIO. The best part? No insurance needed. Our CPAPs are priced so low they can even cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and carries a large inventory of sleep apnea equipment. With little retail overhead and no middlemen, we're the best way to get affordable, comfortable sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has a large inventory of ResMed CPAPs and is offering free shipping on these devices. For these great deals and others, visit CPAP.com. Don't forget to enter the promo code RADIO. That's RADIO.
This is Glenn Dumoulin with the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home, and we invite you to tour our beautiful facility in person and now online. Take a virtual tour of the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home from the comfort of your own home. The virtual tour brings 3D panoramic experience of street view inside the funeral home, where visitors can see the entire facility inside and out. View the decor and building as if you were there to see our private and public viewing rooms, cremation observation deck, and much more. The virtual tour is part of the online services which are available at arnoldlynch.com. Our interactive, consumer-friendly options at arnoldlynch.com make it simple to purchase flowers, find information dealing with grief and aftercare, locate obituaries, prearranged funerals or cremation with price details, learn about veterans benefits and Social Security benefits, and now take a virtual tour of the Packley and Arnold Lynch Funeral Home. As always, you're invited to visit us at 1100 Wales Road Northeast in Massillon or tour online at arnoldlynch.com.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-900-9053. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-900-9053. That's 1-800-900-9053. 1-800-900-9053. Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
All right, back to another segment of Spotlight on News Talk 1480.
And we are on Facebook Live, just in case you want to check that out, at our Facebook page at 1480 WHBC. By the way, St. Joseph Senior Living also has a Facebook page with some great pictures and a lot of good information. So if you want to check that out, you can do that. Just type in St. Joseph Senior Living, and you'll find it on Facebook. We have in studio with us this morning Executive Director Susan Strutner and also Director of the Alsatian Independent Living, Beth Bruner. And, we've been talking about all the different kinds of the continuum of care. We talked about assisted living and kind of the memory care. Now, the nursing home facility, you were saying is like a rehab included in that?
That's correct. Yes, we have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have people who may come in as patients from the hospital and come to our nursing home for skilled services for rehab and we really work to get those people back to where they want to be.
Sure.
They want to be back home. That's great, and we that's the goal, and we work towards that. And then we also have those long-term care residents, and then we have end-of-life care as well there with hospice.
I'm often wondered how someone comes to make the decision to go to where they're going. Do they get recommended by their doctors, or do you go out to? I don't know how all that process works. Why don't you share that with us?
We are fortunate enough to have such a great reputation that a lot of people already know that this is where they want to come. So if they do go to the hospital and they're like, oh, you're going to need rehab, St. Joe's is usually top of mind, especially if they're from our community anyways, if they've had family there before, which we get a lot. Oh, my grandmother was here, or oh, my mother was here. So that helps us a lot.
Well, that's got to help an awful lot.
Oh, for sure.
So how did you get that reputation? Share. I mean, come on, tell us what's the secret to your facility.
I think really we have wonderful staff. We have professional, wonderful staff, and we have a lot of long-term staff.
Exactly.
And we keep everybody up to date on the latest, in technology and the latest and greatest, and that I think has been key. That has helped with, the quality of care and the information that's out there.
Sure.
And it's interesting because we do have those long-term employees because we do work on our retention.
Right.
We were just joking a little bit ago about that. But we do work on our retention, and we'll have people who come in and say, "Oh, Sister Gisa," she's one of our RNs, and oh well, Sister Gisa was there when my mom was there. It's just
wow.
So that
well, that says everything. I was talking yesterday on my show about how we want service. We want to know that wherever we're going, whether it's buying retail or going to a facility like yours, you want to feel that you care about us, right?
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. And we have Sister Marianne Duplain. She's been there for a long time. Let's just say that.
A long time. She has that pin that says "a long time."
A long time. She earned that. When we have families come in, she will say, "Oh, I took care of their mother," or "I took care of their grandmother."
Wow.
I mean, when they see her, they're always so happy.
Yeah, that's important to people too, isn't it? To see a familiar face.
Yeah. For sure.
So, and she's one of our sisters who does pastoral care. So, we have daily mass. We have daily rosary and mass there, and for a number of people who are Catholic, that is very important to them to be able to continue that faith. We also, though, have other churches who come in to have services for residents, and I think so. Bringing that piece, that spiritual piece, is really important.
Well, sure.
And, important to people to choose us and then to stay with us.
But let's be honest, it's the pies that you give out to people that's really important.
She bribes you with a pie.
Well, I mean, that's
see it through your taste buds.
Well, that's a little special thing you were talking about, that folks have been given little gifts.
Oh, for sure. We try to do what we can when they come in, so we have a lasting impression. And obviously, the pie is a good impression.
The pie works, yeah. And 90 years doesn't hurt you either. No. I mean, you've been around for that long, so. I mean, word of mouth, it's always people hearing, and like you say, they say St. Joe's because that's what they hear for 90 years.
Right,
it's a long time. Talk a little bit about, we'll say you're on Reno Drive. We'll repeat for folks maybe who are just tuning in. Reno Drive, Louisville, right behind St. Thomas Aquinas in that area. It's kind of tucked back in there.
It is, right around the corner, right around the bend, across from their football field.
Yes.
So you can see their football field from our place. So, and it's nice. Some of the residents will go out and watch the boys practice in the summertime, so it's really nice. They can see them.
Yeah. And it's such a nice little, explain, what the facilities look like. If somebody was to walk in, what kinds of things would they see?
Our facility is really open. So when you walk in, you get a feel of, wow, this is nice and open and clean, and which I will tell you, everybody who walks into our facility, that's the number one thing they say when they tour. Wow, it's clean in here. Yeah, it is. We make sure it is. It's bright. It's cheery. I mean, you can go down any hall and it's bright and cheery. So I think that really helps.
And then the Alsatian. We have to get to the Alsatian because that's the independent living facility.
It is. And I absolutely love it there. To me, I always tell my people that I tour that it's like hotel living, but with a family experience, because it does look like a hotel. Each floor, they all have their own little doors, and I call them porches. They could decorate their little ledges. But, it's hotel living, but with a family feel. So.
Oh, nice. So, tell us about are they studio apartments? Are they 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms?
Sure, we have studios, 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom apartments. So, yeah, it's really nice. And then we have our dining room is restaurant style. So the residents can come down and they're served just like they would be if they went to a restaurant. It makes it really nice.
And a lot of times.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's the evening meal. So we serve the evening meal there.
Yes.
And that's a really nice time for socialization and but all of the apartments have full kitchens.
Oh, they do.
So
all of them, stove, refrigerator. It's just a really nice space. And it's really safe. And that's usually what I tell the families. Once mom, dad, or they're both here, it's safe. You don't have to worry about anything. So it makes it really nice.
They come there and it's just a nice community then at that point.
It is. I am always happy to come to work. They are the reason why I come.
All right. So as you're talking about it, we're painting a mental picture for maybe those of them listening. Are pictures of this available up on your website? And
I'm working on that.
You're working on that.
I kind of run that department down there. So. You gotta give me a hot minute for that.
But there are some on Facebook, I will say. There are some great pictures on Facebook.
We have tons of parties and tons.
Look at them having fun.
I know. We do have
great stuff.
We really do.
Yeah. Well, if you go on there, it snowed, and I got the staff to go out and we made snow angels, and they thought we were crazy.
They also had a snowball fight.
Yeah, we did a snowball fight.
That's good. Nice to know Mom's going to be safe.
The winner got a pie.
The loser got a snowball in the face. All right, we'll be back in just a few moments. News coming your way next.
Guys in and guys out, and coaches being out, players been injured.
Feels like a number of seasons within the season.
Division champions, but we don't play for those. We play for that gold ball.
Try to do things we haven't done all season, when it comes to the playoffs.
After everything that's going on with our team, it's a pretty cool thing.
As we always say, the real thing starts.
The Cavaliers' playoff run begins this weekend on your Cleveland Cavs Connection, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Need a CPAP? Then we need you. We're CPAP.com, and we carry popular brands of CPAP equipment, including ResMed, Respironics, and more. To move inventory, we're selling some of our ResMed CPAP machines at prices lower than you would think. Learn more about these affordable ResMed CPAPs at CPAP.com. We'll even provide free shipping on your ResMed machine orders, so you'll get it fast when you enter the promo code RADIO. The best part? No insurance needed. Our CPAPs are priced so low they can even cost less than your copay and deductible through insurance. CPAP.com has shipped over 1 million orders and carries a large inventory of sleep apnea equipment. With little retail overhead and no middlemen, we're the best way to get affordable, comfortable sleep apnea equipment at incredibly low prices. Again, CPAP.com has a large inventory of ResMed CPAPs and is offering free shipping on these devices. For these great deals and others, visit CPAP.com. Don't forget to enter the promo code RADIO. That's RADIO.
Hey, Canton, get ready to run, cheer, and volunteer at the 5th Annual Pro Football Hall of Fame Marathon on Sunday, April 29th. Over 10,000 runners from 47 states and 12 countries will be in town on Marathon Weekend. Join us by visiting hofmarathon.com. That's hofmarathon.com.
Life changes, and when that occurs, St. Joseph Senior Living is the first call you should make. Independent living at the Alsatian, perfect solution for older adults who are still active but need someone close. Assisted living provides 24/7 care. The nursing center provides medical care for short-term or long-term patients, and a memory care center offers a safe environment for those dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's. To schedule a tour, call Beth at 330-875-5562 or go to stjosephseniorliving.org.
Verndale's Water Center is offering 0% financing on water treatment systems. Call or stop in today.
Tap into Verndale's Water Center. Tap into.
This is WHBC AM Canton, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
I'm Jim Michaels with 1480 WHBC News, now 41 degrees. White House sources confirming this morning House Speaker Paul Ryan will not be seeking re-election this year.
The Wisconsin Republican expected to tell his House Republican colleagues this morning the GOP facing a tough fight to hold on to the House majority in November. This makes it tougher once again. The Wisconsin Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan will not be running for re-election this year.
Fox's Lillian Wu. The president tweeting this morning, countering Russia's threat to shoot down incoming missiles in Syria. The president saying, get ready, Russia, because they will be coming.
President Trump was apparently responding to comments made by the Russian ambassador to Lebanon, who says that if U.S. missiles are fired at Syria, they will be shot down and the launch sites will also be targeted. This following a suspected chemical weapons attack, which the U.S. blames on the Syrian government. Syria denies involvement. In response to the president's tweet, the Russian Foreign Ministry suggesting a U.S. strike could be aimed at destroying evidence.
It's Fox's Simon Owen. They continue working through the process of seating a jury in the Sean Great murder case in Ashland County. 358 people initially in the jury pool. They continue to be questioned all week. The entire process of seating a jury expected to take 2 weeks. Greats is a suspected serial killer on trial for 2 murders in Ashland County. He's also suspected of killing a Canton woman. And $22 million in projects for Stark County's upcoming construction season, the biggest county road project, the intersection improvement work at Everhard Road and Whipple Avenue Northwest at $7 million. But a couple of multi-million-dollar repaving projects also starting this year, beginning soon. 4 miles worth of Dressler Road Northwest will see new pavement. A few other nearby streets also tied to that project.
We're doing 12th, 13th Street from Canton over to Perry Drive. And then we are going to be paving Dressler Road from Whipple west and south and down to Everhard Road.
County Engineer Keith Bennett and another 4 miles of nearby Whipple Avenue will be repaved starting this fall. I'm Jim Michaels. More 1480 WHBC News at 10.
Hall of Fame City weather.
Here's your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds will mix with sunshine today. It will be breezy and milder, the high 54. Cloudy and mild with some rain moving through late tonight and temperatures holding in the middle 40s. Cloudy with a warm wind tomorrow, the high 69. And Friday is going to be very warm with a southerly breeze. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds and a high of 75. I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
All right, we return to our Wednesday morning Spotlight at News Talk 1480.
And today's Spotlight on Stark County is with St. Joseph Senior Living, Reno Drive, Louisville. And don't forget, we're on Facebook. You can watch us live right now if you want to at 1480 WHBC. And we have in studio with us Executive Director Susan Strutner and also Director of the Alsatian Independent Living, Beth Bruner, whose name you hear me say all the time when I talk about St. Joseph's. And I always say to people that the tour for me was so very eye-opening because you drive up and it looks like it's beautiful. It's like a little thing, tucked back in. And then you walk in and like you said, bam, it just opens up and it's it's unbelievable what's inside.
Right, and everyone is afraid, oh, we're going to get lost. And no, you won't get lost, I promise. You're not going to get lost.
No, there's different ways to go.
Right,
There are different
right,
areas
right.
depending on which part you want to go to. But yeah, you definitely, if someone wanted to come out and take the tour, what should they do?
You can give us a call. Tammy Coomerly will do a tour for you in the nursing home. Tammy Tallman will do a tour for you in assisted living. And, of course, I can tour you in independent. But really just call, and if no one's available, I'm always available. So,
Yes.
And then what's the phone number for them to call?
330-875-5562.
Very good. Very good. All right. So I know we also wanted to talk about the adult day program because so you have the Alsatian, you have the assisted living, you have the nursing home care, you have the memory care support unit, and but you also have an adult day program.
We partner with Catholic Charities for the adult day program. So they're located in the lower level of our nursing home. And they have a wonderful program and have a number of clients who come there. We provide the noon meal for them, and they've had different folks come to us. We do respite care, so vacation care. So if somebody is even caring for someone in their home, and they want to go see their grandson graduate from somewhere, and they might need to have dad go someplace for a week.
Right.
Okay.
We do that with our availability, and so we do that with the adult day program clients as well. And then also, what's really nice for the adult day program folks is our therapy. They can come. They can have their speech therapy or occupational therapy, physical therapy, right at St. Joseph. So they come to adult day program in the morning. They're doing different things there. They can go have therapy, come back to the adult day program. So it really works out very well. Just kind of all and all of our buildings are attached.
We're all connected, so you don't have to go outside. Especially down in independent living, if you want to go to mass, you don't have to go outside. So it makes it really nice. You can get right upstairs, no problem. Don't have to go out in the cold.
And we say go down and come up because we're in a hill.
Yes.
So when you said, so it's true. When you drive up, it just looks like, oh, there's this, right
nice
up
little
here,
house.
nice little house. And that rooftop is actually the same then as the third-story rooftop at the Alsatian. So when you go down the hill or go back.
Yeah.
So we say go down and go up.
Go up, right.
Awesome. Hey, you had a couple events I think you wanted to talk about too, right?
We do. This weekend we're having a spring fling. There will be a number of vendors out. We're going to do blood pressure checks. There'll be some crafters. There'll be the fire department. I mean, everyone's coming, so we're inviting the community to come and enjoy it. I think it'll be nice. It's 11 to 5.
I think so.
It's Saturday or Sunday?
Whoever shows up at what time? 11, 11-ish? Okay.
Not 11, but and there's going to be a police dog
from Louisville. Yes.
11:30 to 5, ladies.
Oh, very good.
I just checked your Facebook page.
Look on Facebook.
Yes.
So the police dog is going that does the drug.
Yeah, the K9 unit that comes out. Sure.
They're going to do a demonstration, and then we've talked about the pies, but Jessica, our chef at the Alsatian, is going to do a cooking demonstration.
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah, she's looking forward to that.
Probably a pie.
Well, I don't think so. I think they're going to be healthy meal choices.
Oh, nice.
That you can prepare ahead of time. So, yeah. Going to do that.
I think that's another important thing too for people who are considering what they want to do. It's a big decision. I mean, this is life changing.
It's
huge. For a lot of people. Sometimes they kick and scream and don't know what. But then once they get there, go, okay, this was the perfect decision for me.
Exactly.
It's not an overnight decision. It's not I'm going to go out and look at a couple places and make my decision today. That's not it at all. When it comes to senior living, it's where am I comfortable? The relationships that we build, that Beth and Tammy and Tammy. It's kind of like you have to have the name of Tammy to do admissions.
Right.
But it's the relationships that they build through those interactions. And sometimes someone might not move in for, it might be 6 months.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right.
not,
Mm-hmm.
it's in their time. Sometimes it's forced,
Right.
of course. You have the acute episode, you end up in the nursing home, but
Right.
other times it is a planned.
But that's why maybe going to the spring fling or something is a good introduction,
Oh,
if you will.
for sure, because you can tour the whole facility. A lot of times I hear people go, well, I'm not ready for independent living. And I'm like, what are you waiting for? Because basically, it's just a senior apartment. We do stuff for you, we provide things for you, but you're on your own. It's independent. So, we don't make you do the activities. 9 times out of 10, they realize how great they are, so they come down. But it is just that. So it's really nothing that I think a senior has to really prepare for, except for the scary part of selling a home and that kind of thing. But I walk them through it, and eventually they realize it's not that hard.
And they're fairly independent. I'm assuming many of them still drive and
Exactly,
get out.
for sure. Yeah.
Right.
But we also provide transportation. So in the wintertime, if you don't feel like getting in your car and going up to the store, we do that on a weekly basis for them. So it makes it nice.
Yeah, and you were saying there's full kitchens in the Alsatian apartments.
Exactly.
Right.
Because in the assisted living now, that there's not a full kitchen, right?
Correct.
Right.
There isn't a full kitchen, but they have, they have their microwaves and
the
all their
sink
the
and-
refrigerator.
Well, that's a full kitchen for me.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And the takeout menu, right?
Oh, right.
Takeout menu. So that's really very nice. And
Yeah. And talk about, so when we're talking about the Alsatian too, we always mention that they get that evening meal. And what kind of foods are we talking about? I mean, you're talking about a chef.
Right.
Which many people go, what, really?
No, really. We actually have 3. Jessica is our head chef, and then we have some more. And it is start to finish. So they have, soup, salad, their entree, and that could be, anything. And then they get dessert. It's just amazing. Now, on Wednesdays, we do offer a breakfast in the morning, and it's really nice because the residents can come down in the conference room and just visit and get entertained that way as well. So
I could come in my sweats. Just ask.
Well, sure, if you'd like to. But we have, we have steak night. This summer, we're going to do a clam bake. Oh, surprise. And, as I tell Susan, stuff that, they would normally go out and do, but they can do it and invite their families. The families come and partake in all the food and parties that we do.
Yes.
So,
and that's a lot of fun to have the families come and be involved and in all the generations and we do some things like with St. Thomas Aquinas is right across the street from us, and so we'll have the students come and do some things there. But it's so nice to have families bring their kids. One of my sisters has a 3-year-old grandson, and my sister's friend is a resident there, and she said, you do pet therapy. Have you thought about toddler therapy? And I thought, well, that is exactly what we do with families coming in. It's wonderful because, children so often don't just stick with that grandparent. They see another person who looks like a grandma sitting in another chair, and they go over and so
nice.
that's really uplifting.
Yeah. Very, and so let's give your phone number, and again, you can find them on Facebook as well, St. Joseph Senior Living. Give your phone number before we take a little break here.
330-875-5562.
Just ask for Beth.
Demand. A powerful word meaning dictate, call, to want something now. So when we at News Talk 1480 WHBC say on demand, we put the power in your hands. WHBC.com. Command the latest news when you want it. Call the latest weather and traffic when you need it. Dictate audio with our stream and podcasts anytime you desire. On air and on demand. WHBC.com.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-700-3515. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-700-3515. That's 1-800-700-3515. 1-800-700-3515.
Life changes, and when that occurs, St. Joseph Senior Living is the first call you should make. Independent living at the Alsatian, perfect solution for older adults who are still active but need someone close. Assisted living provides 24/7 care. The nursing center provides medical care for short-term or long-term patients, and a memory care center offers a safe environment for those dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's. To schedule a tour, call Beth at 330-875-5562 or go to stjosephseniorliving.org.
The Hagen royal family. They think we work for them. It's been that way for years. First State Representative John Hagen, then State Representative Christina Hagen, and now they're planning to anoint a new king, young Josh Hagen. He's running for the same seat to sit on their Hagen throne. We're their peasants, depositing nearly $1 million in the Hagen treasury. And even though Josh's only known job is as an unlicensed service technician for a family business that has never been registered with the state of Ohio, it doesn't matter. No qualifications, no real-world experience, no record of public service. That's no problem when you're a Hagen. Just ride the family coattails. At least that's what Josh Hagen thinks. But every dynasty must come to an end. It's time to topple the Hagen kingdom and stop the Josh Hagen coronation.
Paid for by Conservative Alliance PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. 216-931-0038.
It's the little things, like getting flowers for no reason at all. Aw, love you too, boo. Or feeling the love from your favorite store. At Peebles, customers get all sorts of perks, like Style Circle Rewards, which give cardholders double points every day on every purchase. Or Club 40 and Fabulous, where everyone 40 and up gets an extra 20% off on Tuesdays, even on our best spot-on values. Fresh styles, big savings, and fun perks every day. Peebles. Little things mean everything. Peebles is part of our Stage family. Offer exclusions apply.
Every day, 70,000 puppies or kittens are born in the U.S. Cute, right? Well, what's not cute is that half of all litters are accidents. And when a kitten has a litter of oopsies and a puppy has a litter of uh-ohs, pretty soon you have thousands and thousands of OMGs. And that leads to millions of pets being killed in shelters each year. But if 80% of people with pets say they believe in spaying and neutering, then what gives? Turns out that those sweet little fuzzballs can get pregnant sooner than you think. A lot sooner. But here's the good news. You can stop the accident before it happens. You just have to remember one number, 4, as in 4 months. When you bring home Maggie or Ruby or Puddles or Clyde, get them fixed at 4 months old. It can be old enough to get pregnant, and it's definitely young enough to make a difference. Prevent more. Fix at month 4. Visit fixat4.com for more information. Brought to you by Best Friends Animal Society.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $5,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-900-9053. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-900-9053. That's 1-800-900-9053. 1-800-900-9053.
Now back to Spotlight with Pam and Gary.
All right, our final segment of this morning's edition of Spotlight.
It's always flying by. And don't forget, you can also watch us on Facebook Live right now at 1480 WHBC. The podcast will be at WHBC.com. And you'll also be able to find that video on our Facebook page on the tabs on the left where it says videos. So get it and share it. I'm looking at St. Joseph Senior Living Facebook page right now, and we were talking about the Spring Fling this Saturday, 11:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. And I'm just going to read, if you guys don't mind. I'll just
go right
read
ahead.
here.
You go right ahead.
Health screening, blood drive, cooking demonstration, canine dog demonstration, bingo, children's fingerprinting, vendors, garden demonstration, lunch counter, and much more. So, 2308, I think it is. Isn't it?
Yes,
2308
right.
Reno Drive in Louisville. So right by St. Thomas Aquinas High School.
And you're going to promise us spring weather, too, for this.
It's going to be warm. It's going to be
Oh, I
warm.
hope so.
That, it should be pretty good, actually. And that looks like a lot of fun. And I was kind of asking you off the air. We'll talk a little bit. Let's go back and review people. Just give people a little history. If they're just tuning in right now, they don't know about St. Joseph's. Give a little history about St. Joseph's.
Sure. So St. Joseph's is 91 years young in Louisville, and we are owned by the Sisters of St. Joseph of St. Mark. And as I said, St. Mark from the Alsace region, and that's where the Alsatian comes from. And then we are managed by the Diocese of Youngstown, and we have the retirement or independent living at the Alsatian. We have assisted living. We have memory care and assisted living. We have skilled nursing and long-term care in the nursing home. And then we also have the Catholic Charities Adult Day Program on our campus. So we have
We do it all.
So when you say continuum of care, you really do cover just about everything, don't you?
We really do. And then we have, as I said earlier, we have just wonderful professional staff who have long time employees, and we really enjoy being there. Enjoy what we do, and every day is a new day.
It is. It's always something
never
different.
the same day twice.
No.
And it's a lot of fun.
So if someone was interested in, finding out more, or, they come in to visit you, they take the tour, what's the whole process? I mean, what kind of things do they, even financially, they need to understand certain things. What would the process be for someone?
Well, I'll talk about independent living. Basically, they just come in for a tour. We do the tour. We talk about how soon. A lot of people will say, well, maybe I'm not ready, but I do want this apartment. So I'll allow them to put a deposit down. And if it takes them a month to move in, that's okay. Because now that spring is coming, maybe soon, a lot of people are ready to move. So my apartments are going really fast. So you might find that you might have to be on a waiting list, but by the time an apartment opens up, maybe a month from now, you're ready to go. As far as nursing and assisted, Susan can speak on that.
Right. So for the nursing home and for assisted living, we're required by the Ohio Department of Health licensure rules to have, of course, a history and physical from your physician. So we look at that. We also do a lot of discovery about you. So we want to know what are your likes and your dislikes, and what are the things that engage you and enrich your life, and what are the things that enriched your life earlier, and how can we work with you to kind of continue those things moving in. So we do look at physical aspects, the psychosocial aspects, but then, as you mentioned, financial. So we love to do this for free, but we can't. So darn. So we do have you pay privately for assisted living and for memory care. If you have therapy during that time, that's typically paid for by your insurance. So, and then in the nursing home, a lot of people think, well, I have Medicare, so Medicare is going to pay for my nursing home. No, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
And especially now with all the managed care programs as well. So Medicare might pay for a portion of your time after an acute episode, and now you're having some subacute therapy care, but then it's paying privately, or people have long-term care insurance. And then we also accept Medicaid. In the nursing home. Okay. So
really that's a process that you really have to talk to you about and really sit down and lay it all out.
Yes.
Do a lot of times the children of those who are coming in sit down and talk with you?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, I know my dad talking to him, he's 88, and he goes, I don't want to live with old people. I know, Dad.
Exactly.
Yes. And so sometimes it's the kids who are really sitting down. And when I say kids, I'm saying grandparents who's,
60-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah, I get that a lot. They'll come in and they will tour independent first, and then they're like, well, I'm going to bring my mom by or my dad by.
She thinks we're going shopping at Kohl's.
Right. Well, when I say I'll give you a pie,
try to be as honest as possible, transparent.
It's a Catholic facility, Gary.
Right.
We try really hard.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, there's a festival. There's a big event coming up, and I want you to go maybe get a blood pressure screening, right?
Right,
sure.
and that is a nice intro. So, exactly, I appreciate that. That is a nice intro for people to, and that's why we have things like the Spring Fling, or we have different events, so that our community is open to the greater community, and they can come in and tour, because it's scary, and really for those adult children, when they're maybe looking for a place for mom or dad, they don't want to have to do this. And pulling into our parking lot is a difficult thing. And then they have to get out of the car and they have to come in and say, I'm here, it's awkward. It's not natural kind of thing. So,
they feel funny, guilty about it sometimes.
Right.
Yeah,
so we really try to, again, we talked about relationships. We really try to develop those relationships, get to know the people, get to know, what their needs are, and see how we can accommodate those needs.
Oh, that's nice. And again, maybe for more information, we only have a couple of more minutes left, but it seems to me the best way might be go to events, or give you a call and start that process of just saying, hey, let's sit down and chat, and then take that tour.
Exactly, and always check our Facebook page. We're always putting the stuff on that's coming up, so you can always check that.
So if someone wants to come and take the tour, they should call you, correct?
Yes, that's fine.
Call Beth Bruner, 330-875-5562. 330-875-5562. Like I said, I know that in my sleep.
Well, we appreciate
and
you.
That's good.
We do.
And
We're
it's
thankful.
Wonderful. The Spring Fling should be a blast. The weather should be nice. A nice warm spring day.
When is that again? Is that this Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This Saturday,
Yeah, 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So go check it out and hunt down Beth Bruner.
Oh,
Do
man.
it.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for being in here.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Take us with you wherever you go. On your radio, on your phone, on your computer. You'll be excited to hear it all. Get all the details at WHBC.com.